What's up, Pokefighters? It's Scott, aka Baker Turtle here, coach of your Toronto Staraptors. Um, Bringing you my Week 9 battle against Rampage of the Indiana Reapers. Now, we faced them earlier this season. He's in our division, and he's doing pretty well. I think he's not too well. He's in the wild card hunt. At this point, he's 4-4, I think, something like that. He's trying to race into that wild card spot. But we beat him pretty good last time. We tanked that bullet punch from Metacham with our Gardevoir, and we KO'd it back. We played that sucker punch shenanigans with that Bisharp to burn it and whatnot, and we had that grass knot for the Swampert. Things were looking pretty good last time. This time, I can't pull the same shenanigans as I did last time. I don't think he'll stay in on Gardevoir with his Mega Metacham or Bisharp. Maybe he's Bisharp, but he just probably just go for Iron Head. But gotta try things differently. I do have Poliwrath this time around. I did not have it last time, so Poliwrath does really well against the Bisharp. It resists both his stabs, so it's a perfect switch in. I can just Vacuum Wave, Circle Throw, whatever. Perfect for that Bisharp. Also for that Tyrantrum too. I have that Vacuum Wave. But let me just go over my sets real quick for what I did. I had some really tricky things because he's a really great battler, and he's not gonna he has a lot of pride. He's definitely not gonna get tricked by the same stuff twice. And speaking of, I actually have the exact same set with my Heliolisk because it did so well against his team last time. Perfect coverage with the Grass Knot for the Swampert, Surf for the Camerupt and Chandelure. I have Volt Switch and Thunderbolt, and that hits everything pretty hard as well. Last time I did have Hyper Beam though, instead of Surf, I think, and I was able to kill that Haxorus, and definitely did not think that was gonna work this time. But yeah, and then next I have Poliwrath, fully physically defensive with a little special attack, so that I can hit a little bit harder. I have Hidden Power Grass for that Swampert. It's also a pretty good switch into Swampert too, unless it's special. Vacuum Wave for the Tyrantrum or Bisharp. Scald just for stab for that Chandelure or whatever to burn. An Ice Beam for the Togekiss and whatnot. And then Mamoswine here. Mamoswine is actually pretty interesting here. One thing I noticed while looking at his team was that Haxorus has a pretty good matchup against my team if he has a Lumberry. And he sets up a Dragon Dance, he could probably sweep me. Also, Togekiss has a pretty good field day with me. If he packs the right coverage with like Aura Sphere for my Mamoswine, Air Slash, Flamethrower, Dazzling Gleam, something like that. Like he definitely could rip through my team with an offensive Togekiss. So I decided Mamoswine was going to be my main check to the Togekiss. It can switch in on any Thunder Wave shenanigans, and I wanted to make it specially defensive so I can take a couple hits and then pretty much 2-hit KO it back with either Icicle Crash then an Ice Shard. But I have Careful Nature, almost fully specially defensive with about half HP, half attack, just enough attack to 2-hit kill the Togekiss. And I have a little bit of speed so that I can outspeed little things. I think it was the Togekiss. If it was max speed or something like that. And then I have Hariyama here too. Hariyama is pretty good. As I have it as it's kind of a good check to Togekiss as well. With the Assault Vest variant, I can tank an Air Slash pretty well and Dazzling Gleam at least once, and then I can OHKO it with Heavy Slam. No, well, not OHKO it. Maybe like do 70% or something like that. I can do a lot of damage with Heavy Slam. And it also is a pretty good switch into Chandelier Arm Guts. So if I get burned, no, actually, I think I'm thick fat. Yeah, I'm thick fat, so I can switch into the fire type move with Chandelure and then knock off and whatnot. And then I have Sublime, physically defensive Sublime with knockoff, Shadow Sneak, Will-O-Wisp Recover, the Shadow Sneak. And actually, I think I changed it to Shadow Claw for that Mega Medicham. I wanted to be able to 2-hit KO it. It's a perfect counter, perfect counter to the Mega Medicham. It's immune to both stab. I can burn it, and I can kill it. It's just every time I can switch that in, and then just again regular Mega Pinsir. I could just slap on my Mega Pinsir on every team, and then just hope it sweeps and just take out the main threats, and then just set up a Swords Dance and kill everything. But it's a substitute set this week in case of like Sucker Punch or Thunder Wave, whatever. So let's get into this match. I feel pretty confident in going into this match that I could KO him. I predicted everything on his team, and I predicted what he was gonna bring, and I have a plan for everything. So here I'm just gonna go for the Surf. It had like, I forgot, maybe like a 90% chance to OHKO there, but he had Focus Sash, he said, anyways, so it didn't matter. But yeah, so he does a lot of damage back to me. I kill it with Surf, and then after Life Orb, I have 2 life left, so it's basically death fodder now. It has 1 attack left in it. I just go for the Volt Switch, and I go into this mainly to like lure in his other stuff, and also scare out other things. He actually just goes into his Mega Medicham. He's either gonna fake out or bulk up, because last time he used bulk up set, and he likes the bulk up set. I noticed, so I'm just gonna go straight on to Mega Sableye. He goes for the bulk up. I have no issue here. I'm just gonna go for the burn, and it's basically neutralized after that. He's actually gonna switch out, expecting the burn, into his Swampert. I guess he doesn't mind this being burnt. Maybe it's special. Last time he did bring special, I think Earth Power, Scald, something else. But yeah, I miss Swampert. I really like using Swampert's defensive Stealth Rocks is pretty good. It's actually pretty good with Scald. But here I expected him to want to set up the Stealth Rocks. In case he did want to set up the Stealth Rocks, I wanted to get Heliolisk in before that was set, and then just go for the Grass Knot, because I don't think I bought any hazard removal here. But I just died to the Earth Power. He again just goes for the Earth Power. I know I can tank it pretty good. I'm really bulky. He gets the unfortunate special defense drop, but I just go for the Hidden Power Grass, and that's gonna do a butt ton of damage, enough to where the burn is gonna take him out. But that was a crit. It didn't really matter. I don't think. Maybe I would have switched out into something that could have taken the Earth Power, but in the long run, that didn't really matter. I don't think. He just goes out into his Mega Medicham, and every time he brings this in, I can just go into Sublime. He can't do anything. But I guess he predicts that and goes out into Togekiss here, and he wants to get that. That predicts that momentum on his side, so of course I gotta switch out. I'm gonna switch out into Jack, my designated counter, and he just goes for the Dazzling Gleam, just pretty predictable. See, I tank that pretty well. I can tank another. I outspeed this, and then I can do a lot of damage. Yeah. Now here, I really don't want this thing setting up a Swords Dance if I switch out, and then it like sweeps me with like Sucker Punch or something. So I decided to stay in case it does, and go for the Earthquake, but he just kills me with Iron Head. I felt like I should have switched out in hindsight, but I really didn't want him setting up Sword Sense. Even though I did have Vacuum Wave with Poliwrath, yeah, I probably should have switched out. But I just let it die. But here, I'm just going to go into Mega Pinsir, set up the substitute, hoping he'd go for the Sucker Punch. But he just goes for the safe Iron Head. And I'm not going to play any shenanigans here. Now I got to actually kill him. I know I outspeed. He's not going to go for the Sucker Punch in case I do go for the sub again. So Mega Pinsir just gets the kill on the Bisharp. And here is when things get kind of funny. He brings in his Togekiss. I got to switch out. Don't want to get T-Wave. Don't want to get Air Slash. Don't want nothing. So I go into my Hariyama here. I don't mind getting T-Wave. I can get an Air Slash, but he goes for the Ancient Power and he gets the boost. Everything +1. He's stronger, faster, and bulkier. He just goes for the Dazzling Gleam. I tank a +1 Dazzling Gleam. That's stab. And go for the Heavy Slam. And look at that. Half damage even at a +1. I would have done so much more damage, and then a quick attack could have taken it out. But yeah, I have to try it. I have to go into this. I calculated that I actually would have outsped it with the with return after +1, but it gets the Quick Claw too. So just a little kick in the face while I'm on the floor, you know. This is how I'm going down. This is how my undefeated record's gonna go down. You know, I just get swept here. There's nothing I can do about it. He gets the lucky with 20% Ancient Power boost, and he gets the Quick Claw boost. It's just, that's how I go down. That's how I end up with 8-1. Week 9 is my downfall on hacks. He calls himself the Hacks King. You know, I feel like I would have had that game. I had answers for Tyrantrum. I had answers in Sublime for Mega Medicham. I had answers, man. Like everything was no issue. Swampert was gone. Chandelure was gone. Togekiss, no issue with both freaking Mamoswine and Mega Pinsir and everything. And just man, I'm out of here.